Can you resist? Instant gratification has caused so many problems in a wide range of ages. Since technology is becoming a mandatory part of our lives, it is starting to affect those who may be very young as well as older generations of people.
I think students should be dependent upon technology, reading books, using the internet wisely, things like that. I think being dependent upon technology is a good thing because that's part of being human. I think being a slave to technology is something different, and I think that's a bad thing.
Ever since computers and cell phones started to be used more frequently, there have been noticeable changes in our everyday actions. Firstly, our perception of time can change very quickly. It can be distorted by emotions and/or the context of an experience, such as when we use social media, it can make us happy or sad in a matter of seconds. When our brains focus on something that is enjoyable, our perception of time makes it seem as if time is going by faster than it actually is. Essentially, our brain is becoming distracted by the use of technology. Along with the usage of technology changing our time perception, it has also tricked us into thinking that we are multitasking when we're really not. While your mind thinks that you can talk on the phone and surf the web at the same time, you really can't. You're actually switching from one task to another very rapidly. This is happening because our minds are more attracted to bright objects. The brain region that we need to be able to stay on task is easily distracted. Learning information while multitasking causes the new information to go to the wrong part of the brain striatum, the region that stores new procedures and skills, not facts and ideas. Asking the brain to shift attention from one activity to another causes the prefrontal cortex and striatum to burn up oxygenated glucose, the same fuel the brain needs to stay on task. This can then lead to anxiety, which raises levels of the stress hormone, cortisol. Because of this, our minds become overstimulated and therefore cannot learn new information. Long-term daily technology usage can cause us to become more impatient, impulsive, forgetful, and even more narcissistic. However, the most common effect is impatience. Technology has trained our minds to think that information should come to us quickly, and when it doesn't, we tend to get frustrated. The brain now needs new stimuli constantly to be able to stay focused, which has dramatically increased our impatience levels. Our species is already impatient enough, but with the excessive use of technology, it has become a much larger problem than it used to be. Technology usage is inevitable, so we have to figure out a way to control the impulse that is starting to take over and control many lives. A popular study, published in 1972, known as the marshmallow experiment, tested children's ability to be patient. The experiment, performed by Walter Mischel, took hundreds of kids and showed a problem that is rising in our society today. The experiment brought each child into a room alone, with a marshmallow placed in front of them. The children were told that they could either eat the first marshmallow given to them, or they could wait to get a second marshmallow when the researcher came back 15 minutes later. Results varied from kids eating the marshmallow as soon as the researchers left, to kids waiting patiently for the second marshmallow. Years later, the researchers did a follow-up study to see where the children were today. The children who waited and were patient for the marshmallow were more successful than the children who chose instant gratification. They had higher SAT scores, better social skills, and succeeded in a lot of things that they did in life. We decided to conduct our own experiment that is very similar to the marshmallow experiment that we mentioned earlier, but with a twist. Instead of using marshmallows to test the children's patience, we used phones. We have designed an experiment that tests middle schoolers' ability to resist instant gratification by placing them in different rooms with their phones on and directly in front of them. We told them to stay off of their phone, and if they were successful by not using their phones, they would receive an award, candy. We would then leave the room we had placed them in for 10 minutes, and after 5 minutes, we would text them, where they would then see the message appear on their phones. We hope that the majority would be able to resist the temptation of looking immediately and be able to wait that 10 minutes. Leave, so bye, Will. Okay, and when you're done, you'll get candy. Okay. I'm gonna leave you, so if it's awkward, I'm sorry. boring.
Yeah, well, for a second I thought I shouldn't touch it, but then I really wanted to, so I did.
I didn't touch my phone.
At all.
No. I was about to like wipe off the screen because it was really dirty, but I didn't, so.
I wanted to see what the message said, because I always read my messages, but sometimes don't respond, just in case like it was like an emergency or I don't know. I just wanted to know what it said.
Do you think if Candy hadn't been on the line, would you have checked your phone?
Probably not, because then I would think how sad I was. Just like it would be really sad that you guys walked out of the room, asked me not to touch my phone for 10 minutes, or look at my phone, and then I did, and it was 10 minutes, and I would just be like.
See, like if like at school, because of the school Wi-Fi, like I can't really get text properly. So like if I was at home, I would have definitely touched my phone, knowing me. But so like I do have strong willpower, I think, but then like not when it comes to my technology, I guess.
I don't know, a lot of people just like look at their phones, but like I have the thing where it says iMessage, so I like have to open up my phone and read it. But like if I'm bored, like there's nothing really else to do, so like I'll just like text the person because like it just like gives me something to do.
If we ran this experiment on like your whole grade, let's say, what % do you think would look at their phone that have like iPhones, you know?
Probably like over 80.
Probably like 90%.
I would probably say 85%, 90%.
Probably 50%, half of us.
The use of technology is changing us unlike any other generation. Generations before us didn't have the resources that we do. Technology is changing us, and while it may be positive, it has many negative effects. In this generation, there are many temptations that are easy to succumb to, and with our ever-growing instantaneous access to the entire world through technology, delaying instant gratification is becoming ever more difficult. It can be as simple as silencing a phone or simply waiting to do something. Delaying gratification just takes little willpower. Today, we need to learn how to delay our instant gratification. We need to separate ourselves from excessive internet and cell phone usage to preserve ourselves as human beings. To be successful, you have to be disciplined and wait for what you want. And remember, nothing truly important comes quickly.